almost 100,000 passengers again this weekend on Dover-Calais.
That's good.
And it brings closer the moment when we go through last year's record figure. So it'll be after Christmas now, but certainly we will go through the 13.5 million passenger mark.
A couple of strange ones on there, aren't there?
Trouble is, some haulers don't put the names on the side of the truck, so
It does make life
very
difficult, doesn't it?
difficult.
Yeah. You have to write and ask them to put the phone and the fax numbers on, Brian.
we'll do that.
Actually, the interesting thing is how long it takes to load there. It's what, about a dozen lorries? I mean, you look at how quickly, or shall I say how slowly they're going into those trains there. I mean, if we had to load a ship that speed, we'd never get there, would we?
No, it wouldn't. It's not very fast, is it?
No.
I think it's proved it. The fact there was only 14 on that shuttle going out, and we would have carried on our last sailing to Calais at least, what day is it, Thursday? At least 60 trucks, if not 70.
Yeah. Yeah, 4 came in, so they won't get rich on that, will they?
No, we'll not.
How long have you been spying here?
On and off since it started running. We're not here every day. We're just popping in transit, you know. Makes a change of scenery.
Yeah, now and again we spy on Calais.
But having said that, I mean, they in Eurotunnel employed a professional company to sit down at the Eastern Docks for months on end, recording, not only logging the names on the side of the trucks, but logging the times that each truck spent from when it came into the dock entrance to the time the ship actually sailed. I think that's going a bit OTT. I don't really think you need to do that.
Yeah. You've got up there a massive great entrance into the tunnel, and yet the lorries go straight past. Says it all. The drivers must like our food on our ships.
Eurotunnel is the company given the right to carry cars and lorries through the Channel Tunnel. It started its services by opening for lorries only in April last year.
Now, try that cross.
So what's the food like generally?
Crap. Generally, it's not good at all. I don't think. Can anyone agree with me?
Not enough for a start, is it?
Cooking's not done for this side.
Load of rubbish in it.
So it was done for the French side.
Every time these chaps come on, it's a load of crap.
Not done for you.
Yeah.
Meridian.
You
They
can't-
blanked it all out. They published the comments on the telly, apparently.
You know, like you go on a boat and like.
Hey, yeah, Meridian. Are you Meridian? No. Well, Meridian was on here and they didn't publish none of the contents, none of the drivers made, and it's all crap, isn't it? Look at that. How can you expect a driver to go all day without that? Hey?
I mean, there's the ham in the ham omelette. If you want to. That is an ham omelette.
In volume terms, we're already up to 12% of the market after 6 weeks at a price premium over the ferries. So they all say they're not being affected, yet the lorries are travelling every day. They've got to be coming from somewhere. Claustrophobic it is not. By 11:08 we were up.
Although the lorry service is now working, Eurotunnel still has no operating licence for its more lucrative car shuttle service. 2 starting dates have already been missed. Before an audience of sceptical financial journalists and analysts, Eurotunnel's top executives admit the delays costing them millions. Money desperately needed to repay the company's £10 billion debt.
I believe that within a year, the efficient, no-nonsense tunnel will, for most travellers, be the only way to travel.
Just to ask what the most likely date for the full starting of the shuttle, once you get the stuff for good.
Alain said, I think he is hopeful, but he is not confirming that the licence for the passenger shuttles for the shuttle passenger services, will go in November, and we'll get it when we get it, we have to say, because it's not under our control, but he is hopeful that we will get it, did you say, by the end of November? So late November, early December would seem a reasonable guess.
And you start immediately then with full service?
We will start very shortly after that. I'm not sure. Immediately. Okay?
So the whole thing will be running by Jan 1, effectively?
Oh, sure. We're very sure of that.
Could I ask, therefore, why you have reservations about revenues for the next financial year, if you're certain it'll be running from the off?
Because whoever the Greek goddess was it Pallas Athene who sprang full-grown from the head of Zeus? We don't have such pretensions.
If the money wasn't drawn down next spring, what would you do?
The banks wouldn't get paid their interest. Why did they arrange the loan if they don't intend to pay themselves their interest? We would be covering our operating costs from our revenues. So the only thing that wouldn't get paid would be the interest bill.
I mean, is it possible that it leaves you in default if you can't pay their interest?
And what do they do then?
But you're still technically in default.
Are we? We're not in default until they do that. You can't say we're technically in default until they do it. Why would they do it? They never did it in the project so far.
It's going to work. It's just the question of how quickly we get there. Can we get there quickly enough to meet all our financial obligations? I have absolutely no doubt that in the long term, not sort of bullshitting something, I really believe that in the long term this will be fantastic. Just the question is how quickly.
If you don't get there quickly enough, that's bye-bye Eurotunnel, is it?
If we don't get there quickly, the banks step in and that's all the pressure we're under, and God knows what happens.
Eurotunnel has been given permission to run a trial service for shareholders and invited guests. If this runs smoothly, the full operating certificate will eventually be granted. But only a few car shuttle trains are ready, so the staff struggle to provide a reliable service for their first passengers.
Enjoying it?
Yeah, it's good fun, yeah. There's a lot more people now, a lot more shareholders coming out of the train, so it's getting better.
And what do you do when trains are delayed?
Wait.
And then what?
What, you mean when I'm actually on the train?
Yeah.
Explain to the customers why they're late.
Yeah?
Yeah. And try and keep them happy.
What's the general reaction?
Mixed really. As long as they're told what's going on, they seem to be okay. But it's when they're not told that they get a bit upset.
What did you do before coming here?
I worked at P&O. Why are you asking me this?
What did they think about it?
About the tunnel?
Do they know you're here?
Yeah. They said if it doesn't work out, you can come back. So they weren't very optimistic about it. But we are. It'll be all right.
Afternoon.
Hello.
Hello, there's about a 40-minute
I've heard.
wait at the moment. All
I've
right.
heard.
We're sorry about that, but...
You're waiting for a comment, aren't you?
Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about it.
No, I was just saying to the lady, the sad thing is, this is such a slick way of getting through. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
And you time yourself, knowing you're going to get through so quickly. I've got to be in Paris at 7 o'clock and I'm not going to make it.
No.
Yeah. So I have to phone my colleague the other end to say I'm going to be an hour late.
Well, I'm sorry about that anyway.
Don't worry.
As I say, it might change over the next 20 minutes or so. Yeah, they'll tell you in the PTP.
Good.
Okay.
You try and gauge everyone, do you?
Yeah, I try to. I mean, hello mate, all right. Have you been told that there's a delay?
Yeah.
What are you going to do, hang around in the PTB for...
Departure receiving.
No, I'm going to go queue up there. How are you? Yeah, well, I don't think they're letting them through, actually. Are they? No. I'll sit in the car for a bit.
But for us, this is, for the crew department, this is the critical moment when we're actually welcoming people onto a strange environment. We need to make them feel as welcome as possible. That, as you'll see, it's a very modern, sterile environment, and it's actually the people, the crew members, that will make it human and actually enjoyable to travel in. And the welcome that they're getting on board now is absolutely critical.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board Le Shuttle. The expected journey time is 35 minutes. For your comfort, we recommend that you stay with your vehicle.
May we remind you that plaster will be installed. Permission on board.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you. I'm going to enjoy this, I know. especially since it's not open. They said we're some of the first people ever on it. That's great.
And they were wandering about, looking hopeless. And they came back and they said, "It's a bit boring, where's the bar?" We're actually looking for the bar. It's great.
I thought another reason why we came, to see them girls in Ferry, and we've heard about them too.
We're now going 80 miles an hour. And that's how smooth it is.
Yeah, we prefer the ferry.
Yeah?
Yeah. This is good, it's calm, it's smooth, but it's a bit boring.
What do you think we could do to make it less boring?
Oh, I don't know, I think it's for you
I think
to
it's-
sort out.
This is perfect for business people.
And it's not the most exciting experience. I think we've got a lot to do to make it more exciting. We were doing some things this morning to do that, to make it more fun for the actual journey. But I think that the trick will be is that people will change what they do on a day trip. Is that classically you go to Calais, but with the shuttle you can go. People I've met on the shuttle are going to Bruges for lunch.
Yeah.
So we should lend that one to the Channel Tunnel.
This one also talks about checking time.
Yeah, I'm not so
Or the
sure
race
about
hours.
that. I know that the line underneath supports it and saying that we're talking about only a check-in of 20 minutes these days. But
I think Weird said it's a very strong line, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, again, Brian, it's one of the main competitive advantages. I mean, we know that the tunnel's going to be talking about speed. The strategy is working on the basis of what consumers look for when they're looking to make a trip across the channel, is time, route and price. That P&O is better placed to offer those than anybody else because they are the biggest. So we're looking for what, as we said to you originally, reinforcing the hard brand values to build the stature of the brand and using whatever cruise heritage that we have as quality support to any story.
And this last one, which is one of my favourites, which is talking about the P&O service, really.
Subject to Pall Mall.
It's excellent.
this is where we can actually put the ball out of reach as far as they're concerned, is what we have on board our ships.
Yeah.
I mean, they are, what, they've got a loo and a light bulb, haven't they, to offer?
Every other carriage.
And you know, we've got all those fabulous shops and restaurants and club class and you name it. And I think, you know, some of the things like Posh of running P&O, Osh and things like that, I think we've got to make sure that that's well featured in 1995.
While Eurotunnel is forced to run a very limited loss-making service during the pre-Christmas season, P&O are charging real passengers real money. They made £60 million profit on the Dover-Calais route last year. Eurotunnel objects to what they see as the unfair competitive advantage of the ferries on-board duty-free shops. But the courts reject their complaint.
How much the ship takes a day, roughly?
Roughly about £105,000. About £105,000 a day. About 95,000 a day in here.
Christmas draws near, but Christopher Garnett's marketing team still has no starting date for the car shuttle service.
What we've got is an idea which has one page which is in colour with a message just 35 minutes to the other side. So you will open your copy of the Daily Mail and you will automatically look to the page which has got editorial on it, see that it's in French, think what on earth's going on here, look to the left and you will see the link with the ad. And we think that that will work extremely well.
I think it works very well because of the element of surprise, really.
It would be a way of doing it.
If part of the editorial comment was in there an article on the different attitude of the French to the British, the British and the French towards the tunnel, which then made reference to the different advertising style. So we've got La Manche, Quelle Manche, which is so different to the British approach to it. You know, the Brits sort of want to say that the channel's still there and keep the continent at bay, whereas in France it's all one, and there's it's such a different approach.
Although you don't have to put your money on the table this second, we are going to have your authority to start talking to the media owners, because obviously something of this complexity will need some negotiation and cooperation. But we are aware that you cannot give go-ahead as such until you actually get your licence on the 28th.
Or are you saying we might be able to get approval next week?
I would rather you didn't start any serious discussions with anybody until I have got the clearance next Wednesday, because at the moment my clear instruction is not to spend any money, not to commit us to money, because we've done it too often. We've booked, we've planned, and then because we don't meet it, we then waste money. We cannot do that.
I would suspect they will start running mainstream advertising next year, early next year, Jan, Feb.
But they still haven't got the operating licence, so I can't really see them starting, I don't think it'll be till spring.
I guess, they're going to use in 1995 their already well publicised heavy advertising budget.
One day it will happen, yeah.
It will happen, But is there anything feeding through on the media side?
Nothing really we've heard, no, not yet. But that's one of the sort of the activities we've got going, is an intelligence operation to see what's going on.
Ladies and gentlemen, you will be transferred into the service tunnel. In this tunnel, the air temperature will be around 15 degrees Celsius, and the wind could be fairly strong. This is quite normal.
As part of the trial period, Eurotunnel must prove it can handle a full-scale emergency evacuation beneath the channel.
Yeah, I'll let you know when they're all over.
400 volunteers are evacuated from the train. The success of such operations is crucial. If they fail, inspectors from the Intergovernmental Commission will not recommend that Eurotunnel be given its full operating license. No other railway system in the world has had to meet such stringent safety demands.
And await further announcements. Mesdames et messieurs, nous continuons.
How close can you get to the microphone? Are you not tall enough?
No.
That's always the problem.
Did you hear it though? Or?
Just. Very quiet. I think most people wouldn't have heard. Do it again, yeah.
Down, you'll find it less windy in the middle. It's the wind that's coming out of the... Yeah. And I just get the dust in no, it's less windy in the middle. I mean, it is going to be windy, but... Yeah.
Mesdames et messieurs, votre attention s'il vous plaît. Nous avons le plaisir de vous indiquer que la train d'évacuation est arrivée. Veuillez suivre les indications du personnel et vous diriger vers la porte du accès au train. Des instructions de débarquement vous seront données au cours du transit. Merci de votre coopération.
The British public is preparing for Christmas, and the new leisure activity enjoyed by millions is the cross-channel booze run. The recent relaxation of customs restrictions on alcohol and tobacco importation into Britain means that day trippers descend, locust-like, on the hypermarkets of Calais.
Wait until our one comes. Big up. Big up.
Right,
You missed my
6 of
novelty
us.
opening beer with your teeth shut.
6.
You're having a laugh, mate.
Yeah, 2 taxis.
Get beard up.
Yeah. Give the money to French instead of government. What you brought with you?
Like
What you brought with you?
Loads
kind
of
of
food.
beer, wine.
Would you try the tunnel if you...
Yeah.
If it's free, yeah.
I'll get VIP tickets.
If you cut the
for it.
prices down, yeah.
Yeah. Got a car in that, so.
Yeah, it's alright.
Did you come on, what, P&O?
Nah,
Sealand.
Yeah.
Cheap, man. Thanks, innit? It's only a tenner, isn't it?
Was it a tenner?
Tenner
Yeah.
for 200.
That's very good. How do you think Eurotunnel
On
they
the
got
shuttle,
completely
fake
hard.
cigarettes are £14 a piece anyway, aren't they? So it's just a way of saving money, really.
It's faster anyway on the tunnel, isn't it? So it might take people for that. Dunno.
You don't feel as sick as you do on the boats.
I'd probably prefer to go on a boat like it's the old tradition, isn't it? Nah, it is, isn't it? Old boat. Get beard up on the boat, come out here, get beard up, go back on the boat. Don't have to drive then either, do you?
Right of centre. Right of centre.
The EC single market legislation came into force in 1993. It allows travellers returning from the continent to bring in as much alcohol and tobacco as they reasonably need for their personal consumption. It's led to a big increase in bootlegging. The tunnel traffic will stretch further Britain's duty men as they struggle to catch the growing number of drug traffickers and bootleggers.
Do you see the tunnel as being an easy route for them, or?
The tunnel should be attractive for them because they don't have the long wait that they do on a boat of 2 hours anticipation, wondering and worrying if they're going to be caught or not. We have had great success in Dover. The same traffic will be used in the Channel Tunnel because of the close proximity. Therefore, there should be every reason to expect that drug smugglers will use the Channel Tunnel.
And bootleggers, I suppose, as
And
well.
why not?
Good. What job should do?
I'm on the sick at the moment.
You're on the sick. What about you, sir?
Sheet metal working.
I'm sheet metal work.
I pay tax all my life, and they pick me up for a few bottles of beer. It's ridiculous.
It is. Mine's got 13 and a half kilos. I don't know about this one. They said they're together.
Have they?
Not to me.
Oh, well, they did to me. They're friends.
Who knows? Just a few boxes of scotch, vodka. Just, you know, for the Christmas festive season.
Do you think they do you?
Yeah, I think so. Or I'll lose the stuff. But that's the chance you take.
Would you like to ride on a star? Walk back around old cigar.
I'm going to give you a notice number 1 here. It explains to you what the guidance levels which the EEC set for amounts of excise goods that you can bring into the country.
Yeah.
Okay. Especially smoking tobacco.
Yeah.
There's about 12, 13 kilos in your vehicle.
Is that?
And you've got
gracious.
1 kilo.
Well,
which the EEC consider is a
well, then
worthy,
we'll pay taxes on that.
which the EEC consider worthy of amount for personal use. Okay.
You have to prove to us here and now.
That is for me.
And I don't mean just verbally saying I'm going to smoke it, I'm going to drink it. Yeah, we need. Usually people say it's for a 21st birthday. Well, that's for you.
Well, I have got a 60th, but I'm not going to bring that in there. I've got people who can tell you that's for 60th.
Yeah.
I've
But
got
obviously,
a big do.
if there's a big do, then you can bring photocopies of receipts.
Any guesses to value?
Well, this beer on the home market can be up to £1 a can, and you can see yourself how many cans are in there. It's absolutely full. It's a special brew, high gravity, £24 a case. How many cases are there?
So we'll put you onto what's called an excise computer. So if you get stopped again with this amount, that officer can just run you through, see whether it's ready to travel. Excellent. Okay, and if you are going to come back, leave it a few months before you do come back, and try and keep to the guide levels, all right?
I've got a REMS going.
They'll be there as well.
Oh no, I'm only joking.
Have a read through that. Watch out next time.
All right, probably your first time I've ever blushed. Oh, all right.
Okay.
Sorry, I'll come from the East End. Try to get your pen. See you guys. Have a good party. Pardon? Have a good party. Lucky as gone. Right, go now. Now. There's a flight in that car there.
Wagon 9, car 2. I'm going to shut these doors and be back up the
The shuttle must undertake yet more safety checks. This time a simulated fire while the train stands at the loading platform.
Calmement, selon le parcours indiqué. Attention please, attention please. An incident has occurred which requires all passengers to leave the train. Please remain calm and follow the exit routes indicated by the illuminated green signs.
Can somebody help me, please? Get this man out, please. Attention, please. Right. We can help him. Right, sir? Yes, got it. Thank you. Did you stay with him, sir? Right, sir? Everything's okay? Thank you, sir.
Are you happy everybody's off?
Well, obviously I can't tell, but it looks like everybody's out of the way. We've got everybody up this end.
Is definitely
the
clear.
other deck is all on buses at the far end.
Okay.
So that was a problem in terms of the exercise. The stop the loading signal was given too soon.
The MDOs haven't witnessed anything. The evacuation of the wheelchair people weren't witnessed. So
Yes, it was.
By who?
Simon Leroyd was there, and Andrew Livingston.
Did he?
Yes.
Okay. Well, David Harvey and Scotland, they didn't witness anything. Because their cars are back at the foot of the ramp.
Because of the TTM problem, we ended up holding them, so they didn't have the normal line of cars inside. Shit.
No, Chris, we've demonstrated we can do a lateral evacuation and platform during loading. Not only that, we can do it under the fucking bridge as well.
There's one of them now, just behind the disabled.
Yeah, that's right.
So they should have been.
No, they got one guy from the MDO for the disabled, the guy for the safety authority in the incident wagon.
The observers who wanted to observe it weren't on the train. All of them. We had some, and we think enough. But we're going to have to talk to them now about whether the test is valid. As far as I'm concerned, the two key parts work very well. We got everybody off very quickly, and the disabled in the leading wagon were dealt with as well as I've seen them ever dealt with. And that's exactly how we're going to run the system when we open. Very efficiently and very safely.
It says that the service will not be starting before the end of November, I think is what it says. I mean, made it clear it's not starting on the 14th of November.
But it doesn't imply whether the end of November is,
It says it's subject to IGC approval, as everything is. But I mean, theoretically, the IGC could surprise us all and clear it earlier.
So the message is utterly and entirely no clearer as far as MIT operate. No, I'm not being facetious. No, Christopher, if we can't say it, I'm going to go and tell these guys it's unlikely that we'll carry any of their traffic before the 1st of January. Because it's a completely untenable situation. They have programmes where we had guaranteed we would take sail from the 1st of December. You know, it's this head in the sand attitude. You can't say one thing to one person, without it then knocking on into everything else. It's a bit like pretending you couldn't say we weren't opening on the November the 15th. I mean, you just can't say it because people will ask the question and then they'll make their own suppositions.
I'm not
trying to be awkward about it. Well, I would rather, because we're not talking about big volumes of traffic.
No, but on the other hand, we need every car we can get.
Yeah, sure. But with this particular sector, who we have not exactly treated with the greatest of skill, it might be better to actually say, you know, we don't start until January the 15th or something because the service is imperfect, and rather than risk your client's etc., etc., etc. Because we've just said December the 1st, with all those caveats, that's no problem, and now we're going to tell them it's not December the 1st. They're going to miss it.
I think the tunnel are in cloud cuckoo land when they think that they're going to offer a premium service versus the ferries. If anything, the ferries offer a premium in terms of the quality of service that we offer. I mean, people, I think, certainly from P&O's point of view, have demonstrated for the last few years now that they're prepared to pay a premium for service. And I mean, dear old Christopher Garnett, I mean, he's got a very difficult job. I mean, how do you market a non-event? It's got nothing to offer. In terms, as we say, being very scathing about it, a light bulb and a loo, against all the facilities you get in terms of shopping and dining and bars and cinemas and entertainment that you get on board the ferries. I mean, it's no contest. How can they claim that they offer a premium service?
P&O are getting themselves into a state of totally underestimating what we are about. We've seen it on freight already, where they all made rubbish remarks when we came out in October and said the volume of freight we're carrying. We're now regularly doing 1,000 a day. We've got 25-30% of the Dover Calais market. And I still don't think they know really what's going on. And they're going to get the car totally wrong, you see, because they all look at it and say, oh, it's all Spartan and it's not comfortable like the ferries. And they're totally underestimating that people don't travel for that reason. People travel to get there.
Winter storms hit the Dover coastline, bringing interruptions to ferry services and a rush of lorries wanting to use Eurotunnel. For the beleaguered company, this is not only good for business, but also a valuable public relations opportunity.
Sir? You're desperate for tickets, what do you want? Just straight singles?
Yeah, standard single, please.
I'll get some down in the fund transfer system.
Lovely, thanks a lot.
We've already researched this, 35 minutes flat, and people liked it very much. It was very clear, they understood it, and it talked about the benefits in a way they could relate to.
Yeah.
So we think we're most likely to make this, and more than that, this would be the first poster that ran.
Yes.
Because we're sure that if we can say anything, it'll be this.
Yes. Yes.
So we'll
safe option.
start with this. The next one that we would run again, which researched very well, which is the road signs.
That's great.
We've had plenty of time to plan for the tunnel.
Longer than we thought.
Much longer than we thought, yeah. And I think part of the problem has been in the last couple of years is we've been like a boxer that's been honed to peak fitness to take on an opponent, and there's been nobody in the ring to fight with us. And I think that as soon as the tunnel can get up and going now, then the better. And then we really know what it's made of and what we've got to compete against, and we can take and react appropriately.
Mm. Wait for them to print a lot of one-way tickets, really, won't it? Won't be a high demand for returns, though.
That's what we believe.
That's what we believe.
Big novelty factor, but novelty wears off very, very quickly.
Yeah.
We got the story out yesterday about the lorries. So the 1,000 lorries for Wednesday went out. And then, case for another story today, but we'll come back to that in a minute.
That went out as a release yesterday?
That went out as a press release last night saying we'd done the 1,000 lorries and got 25% of the market. We're now in a situation where IGC were meeting Wednesday, Thursday, now said that we're likely to hear later today. I am therefore hopeful we'll get the press release out tonight
And
saying,
that's going to be positive, isn't it?
saying we've got the certificate, we're opening.
And I assume, I mean, just in summary, the view therefore is that we feel rather positive that we're going to say, the man from the IGC, he says yes.
He says yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
right,
there
there we
is... Oh, okay, right, fine.
This is
again.
Eurotunnel.
No,
So,
but
I mean, at the moment we're not positive.
If we're booking the advertising, it's sort of... No, it's a serious question.
No,
Yeah.
board last night, the view was we were going to get it, but still it's thought it's not going to come to about 4 o'clock this afternoon.
But as the London office waits for the crucial telephone call to tell them they have their licence, disaster strikes. A fire, this time a real one, has broken out on the train as it stands at a Folkestone platform.
What's been the problem? Yes.
Firemen examine the car which burst into flames after it boarded the train.
As far back? Yeah, because I want to look underneath. Because we've only got the high pressure bags, so we haven't got much lift underneath.
Have you got the sort of latest information on... Well, the latest information that I've just got from speaking to the terminal is that all the passengers are being fed and watered and looked after in the passenger terminal.
The press have been trying to get on site and things, but you know, maybe you can get anywhere near the shuttle. The fire brigade seems to be making a bit heavy weather in all, frankly, from what we understand. We can't get the cars off, so we've got passengers who've got their cars stuck on the shuttle, we can't get them off. So it's just making life difficult to sort that through. Just incredible. I mean, you know, 2 hours before we're due to get the certificate, this happens.
One or two people have said, you know, could it be some deliberate thing? I know it sounds rather far-fetched, but I mean, it's the sort of reaction that people...
Well, find out whether the car driver was a ferryman.
Yes, we were just talking about has he got a P&O sticker on the back of the car. I mean, it sounds daft to say it, but I mean, it's...
you know,
but everybody was off safely and...
Everybody was off safely, all evacuated, but it's just, you know, to happen on the morning that we're hoping to get the certificate, and therefore it probably means that on Monday, if we do get the certificate, and I don't even know if we're now going to get the certificate, the whole discussion is going to be back about safety again. And after the Estonia and everything else, we really thought safety had gone away as an issue.
Investigators concluded later that the fire did start accidentally. The incident was unlikely to speed up the approval of Eurotunnel's licence.
I mean, at the moment, it's sitting on his desk waiting for signature. Literally. He was literally about to sign it when the call came through. And now, understandably, they've asked for a report of it all. And, you know, are they going to have the courage to sign it, or are they going to call for time? Well, we'll see what sort of men they are. Whether they're going to give it to us or not. Because they're giving all the reports are, the procedures worked, it all applied, everything happened that was meant to happen. Have you seen the Evening Standard? Channel car blaze causes chaos, and on the other side, you know, we've got the share price going up. Yeah, we've got Eurotunnel rides high on shuttle. So it's, on the business page, the shares are going up, and on the other side, we're with Mickey Mouse along with Channel car blaze. All right. But the only good news is the Pride of Bilbao is stuck in Bay of Biscay in a storm. But we're very much looking forward. We're very much looking forward to seeing Placido Domingo on Thursday. Yeah.
He's ensured of a warm welcome.
Neil says he's ensured of a warm welcome. Neil says he's ensured of a warm welcome.
You may quote me on this, yes.
Sick humour. All right. Thanks, Francis. Can you thank everybody? I'm sorry, and I think, you know, be ready to go again on Monday morning.
The 22nd of December 1994, and Eurotunnel finally is given its full operating licence. It can open for business, for real.
The thing is open, it's running. When we went on sale last January, it was still a dream in everybody's mind, or a nightmare in everybody's mind would probably be more accurate. Whereas now the whole reaction. The good stories are out there. People are travelling. They're telling their friends they've been. And I find this in Kent. Just dinner parties and things. People say to dinner parties, "Oh, we're never going to take on your tunnel." Nothing personal, but we're not going to take tunnel. Now people come up and say, "Actually, I heard from so and so they went through. It's actually quite good. Yeah, it's not bad. Yes, we might use it ourselves." And it's that whole climate that's changing.
And just to be very frank, Christopher, how much do you have to repay each day?
The interest bill is running at over £2 million a day that we have to repay in interest. So that concentrates the mind, makes us get on and find the traffic. Go and stand there and play the M20 beyond Folkestone's closed, come this way to France. No, it's, one's aware of that pressure.
If Eurotunnel were to go bust, would P&O be interested?
Interesting question. I think that P&O as a group have got a tremendous reputation in terms of transportation over 150 years. So to say that we would not be interested, I think is, it's not realistic to make that statement. And particularly as it'll probably be going for a song. We anticipate that the governments would write off all their losses and basically would need some organisation to pick it up and make it work, because one thing's for certain, it's always going to be there and it ain't going to go away. So whether P&O would be interested, I think, is a question which we'd need to take a view at when we knew the full circumstances. But certainly I would think we would not be without a say should that opportunity arise.